You asked, I delivered. Today I'm going to introduce you to my new podcast, Ask Jenni. I just want to get you some of the feels, introducing myself as a coach, as a business owner, as a wife, as a mother. Join me as we continue this journey of growth together. Like, comment, and subscribe. Talking about when to hire, like 2 seconds after I just got off of a staff meeting. This is the perfect time to just drop a couple gems. Fresh off of a staff meeting, fresh off of being just invigorated by my friends, my family, my staff, okay? So talking about when to hire, it's a couple things that come up. And the first thing is the stuff that we all know, right? When you start to get overwhelmed, when your customer service is lacking, somebody saying you ain't never open. Why you ain't never answering the phone? When you start to see that your high value players are doing busy work, that's where it smacked me over the head. Come on, quit playing. Today, I want to challenge you in a couple different ways. Of course, I'm going to give you a 4-step plan and an action item list of when to hire. But I want to challenge you to think about hiring, not in terms of, oh my goodness, I've reached capacity in my productivity and I got to shut this down or I'm a fail. I want you to think about hiring as in a belief system that you are supposed to be rich. I want you to think about hiring in a way of, you are the guaranteed solution for your client base, right? So not in I'm overwhelmed, my staff overwhelmed, my customer service is lacking, my lead time on answering phone calls and emails is just too terrible. I know I need somebody. I want you to think in terms of, I am supposed to be rich, and I know I am do Okay, so let's back it on up. On a previous session that we had, somebody asked, how do I know when to establish if I need to hire or not? How do I know, how much I'm supposed to pay them and all of that good stuff? And of course, I gave my spiel, so to speak, really quickly. And I also refer back to the 10% of your revenue that you're generating. I want you to keep that in the back of your head as we go through this 4-step plan as to when to hire. Number 1, write down every single task in your business. This is something we just do. We're doers typically, especially as solopreneurs and small business owners. We're doers. We just get it done. We don't even think about what exactly we did today. We just know, I saw some emails, I answered some calls, I sent out some proposals, I did some client work, I had a meeting, I went to a networking event. We just do. I want you, step 1, to write down every single task that is happening in your business. Every single one. Every single one. I'm talking about the number of client meetings you have to have, the number of times that you have to post on social media, the number of emails that you get, the number of people who chat you from your website. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about for you people who have your own locations, the amount of time it takes to clean, the amount of time it takes to just open the doors and get people welcomed in, every single task in that business, and write down how much time it takes. Checking emails. Is that a 10-minute daily task for you? Is that a 4 30-minute sessions throughout the day task for you? Is it something that you still ain't checked your emails? You 2 days old on your emails because you have that many. What is it? So write down all of those tasks. Write down how much time it takes. Step 2, I want you to make a list of priorities with those same tasks. Which tasks are easily delegated? Which task can you create templates for somebody else to send out for? Which task can you make a phone call, script to have anybody in the world answer those calls? Which task can you teach somebody today to handle? The bottom of that list are the tasks that you would have to train for. The tasks that it would take someone with a certain education level for, a certain amount of certifications for, a task that, they would be essentially adding a mini you to the team. Those tasks at the bottom, because we're going to get to those. The first thing we want to do is get rid of all of the tasks that you are doing on your day-to-day that somebody else could do. Now, step 3 is one that we haven't talked about too much, and it's the sole reason that I'm even putting together this resource guide that I'll be launching soon. But step 3, what task can an app, an AI do? How much time are you spending with scheduling? Could Acuity scheduling or Calendly take that over? How much time are you taking reformatting your email and to whom it may concern and corporate dialoguing with people with? Could you have put that in ChatGPT to set some templates and made this an automated response? Because this is a question that you get often. How much time are you spending with creating invoices, making sure they're paid, following up with people? Have you looked into HoneyBook? Have you looked into Stripe? Are you utilizing QuickBooks to the full potential? What task on that list could save you hours in your day if you just implement a Calendly, a scheduling app? If you just implement a chat bot that you could teach to speak the way that you want it to speak? Think about the number of hours and the amount of time it is taking you on those tasks, and how do we get them eliminated? So now step 4, this is when we get to the actual, okay, I need some people. Where are my people? All right. We actually need to hire. We already looked at all of the tasks. We prioritize them from the people that, the tasks that we know we can easily train and get off our plate right now, today, all the way down to the ones that need special certification. We have seen how much time it will take off of our plates on a daily basis in order to get those tasks done. We've done some research on what apps, AI, come on, I told y'all I'm into technology. Let's not reinvent the wheel. They doing it for $9.99. Any employee you have is going to be that per hour. This app is that per month, okay? So we've done that. Now, we have the tasks that are going to put dollars in our pockets. Every single new hire should have a productivity value behind them. Now, I'm not saying that you got to hire somebody to do what you do just yet. But I'm saying that the amount of time these people will give you will increase the amount of productivity that you can provide to your client base. So every single new hire, you should know a short-term goal as to when they pay for themselves. If you got on your paper 5 years before this person paid for themselves, get them off your payroll right now. Unless they are Albert Einstein, okay? And they are doing something innovative and changing your life on a daily basis. The level of productivity needs to shift to the amount of revenue generated. Period. If you are hiring somebody just to do the stuff that you don't want to do, you're going to get that level of service. Now, let's back it back up to that percentage of budget. 10% of your revenue. If 10% of your revenue is, $50, listen, you better go $50 that AI. You can't hire nobody. You're going to get the amount of service that you pay for. Now, of course, we've all, especially if you are a small business owner that is in the trenches and on the grind, you will find your people. Your people will come and they will be amazing. And you will know at the bottom of your heart that you want to get them more money. That will push you. I use that to drive me on a daily basis. My staff, my current staff, I want them to be millionaires. Not so they can leave me, but so that we can grow together. So what that means is I got to get there. How I'm going to put millions of dollars in your pockets and I don't have $1 million in my pockets currently. So that's the thing. You have to make sure that it's a mutually beneficial relationship to your core team. And I think that it is a big difference between hiring busy workers and hiring what will essentially be like your foundation. Your first hire can be somebody that can be with you for the next 10, 20 years. Grant Cardone, which, you might have your feelings about him, but that's a multi-million-dollar man. His right-hand man was with him in the trenches when they first started. Now he's the president of the majority of his companies. So it is a growth structure in place that you put with every new hire. So when I'm talking about all of that busy work that you're doing that's going to save you time, you want to make sure that your focus is not just on getting rid of what you don't want to do. You want your focus on who can I afford to build with, and it is going to give me a short-term return on my investment. Because every single person and every single team member that you pay money to is an investment. You don't know. You just don't know. They can have all the qualifications on paper, all the referrals and all of that good stuff. They checked out. They are pleasant. You guys had a beautiful interview. And when we talk about interviewing, you don't interview the questions on the paper. So where'd you go to school? Don't you see it? How long did you work at? I think that's on the paper. You interview for the culture. How do you work? I know I am not a micromanager. If I got to micromanage you, you need to get off my team because we're all going to die. And I'm be the first to be the one firing off the shots, okay? But if you know that you are a micromanager, you need to make sure that this is a task-oriented person who is ready for their task and is ready to deliver on the deadlines and boom, 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 okay? You would talk to me in an interview and be like, oh, Lord, she can't stand micromanagement. She can't stand none of that. And you should know that means that I'm not a good fit. This is the type of questioning and the type of things that you need to be thinking about when you're building your team. Who has the same values as you? And values, we can say that various religions have some of similar values, right? We all don't want nobody murdering nobody for real. We all don't want nobody to steal. We all think adultery is bad, right? However, when you get to your value system that is a part of your life, me starting off with devotionals, me praying to God, me openly praying with my staff, I need to make sure that our values align. I don't want to offend. I don't want to have to say, and we pray to whoever we believe in. I want to say Jesus. So that is a part of the culture of our company. So when we're talking to someone and they don't believe in nothing, or they believe in the stones, or, and they think sage is going to cure it all. We gonna be butting heads on a mistake. And that's just one piece of what culture means. Culture is knowing that I have flexibility. So if you got kids, I got kids. Kids get sick. Kids stay home. I can't hire someone who, either does not understand that or does not understand that just because your office hours between 9 to 5, that you didn't get your work done because you knew your kid was there. Handle that at 8. Handle that. You still got to handle that. So all of that flexibility and the values that we all share is a part of our culture. So when we're hiring, I'm thinking about the budget. My staff can't be more than 10% of my budget, period. Because what are we doing? We're in a terrible partnership and I'm losing. Okay? I'm thinking about value propositions and culture. You have to make sure that you're thinking about what is going to be the best fit for the growth of your business. I am thinking about return on investment. How long will you being in this company pay for you? And I think that needs to be a short-term goal, less than 6 months. You also have to make sure that you're not just hiring for the things that you don't want. The busy work gonna get done. Every single company has some amount of busy work. The more you can delegate, the more you can automate, the better and easier it will be. So I want you to shift your focus from just, if I just had somebody just do this, because I just can't stand this, right? Shift it from that and making sure that you have implemented whatever apps you need to automate talking to that person or to eliminate that person even coming into your orbit. The power of the no, right? I work with who I want to work with. You can't just keep stressing me. You can't, oh, Lord. I'm stressed, you stress, we stress. You need to go somewhere else, okay? So all of that is a part of the structure of hiring. And I want to say a bold statement. I do not think that you are a CEO, a real boss, a real person that's trying to get rich, trying to go to the next level, if you do not have any employees. And I'm talking about you pay some employment taxes on them. You are on the hook for them. If they leave, they get some unemployment from you. All of that. You're not a boss. Because bosses lead leaders too. A part of my company is developing leaders. I want every single person in my company to run something. Because in my mind, we gonna be so big that each of y'all gonna have a whole team for yourselves. I'm not starting with nobody that's just on the bottom. I'm not starting with you, baby boo. I can't do it. Maybe later. Give me a couple years. We working on it. But not right now. Right now, all bosses, period. Okay? If you are in the growth stages, if you are in the beginning stages of entrepreneurship, this needs to be your mindset. Until you get to a place where you're like, okay, you're on data entry, you're answering the phones, until you get there, I need you thinking on a boss level. So we got our 4 steps. Hiring needs to be strategic. This is not something that like, I started this business, now I need some help. It needs to be strategic. So for people that are in healthcare or therapists, right? If you know getting that billing out is just killing you. It's weighing you down. You keep getting paid late. You did this session 30 days ago. You still ain't got the money for it. A biller might be on the top of your list. A biller is somebody that is going to generate revenue on a timely basis for you, right? You can't automate your billing. You got to make sure that you got the right code. You got to make sure that your paperwork is set. You got to make sure that each insurance company has what they need for their requirements. It's not something that you could just be like, all right, what's one of them AI apps? So that might be something that's on the top of your list. Tax preparers, right? In order to exceed the amount of people that I can see in a day, I have to be able to put as many people in as I can. Meaning that a data entry person might be somebody that is on the top of your list for tax prep. Because if somebody putting in all the names, all the birthdays, all the social security numbers, all the little W-2s, and all I got to do is come in there and work my magic, I now have increased the number of people that I can look over and see and take care of tenfold. Right? What's another one? Let's say event planners, florists, those people. You got to have hands. Sometimes it's just not physically possible for you to come in with a 1 hour setup window and turn this thing into a masterpiece. You need somebody carrying some stuff. You need somebody pruning some flowers. You need somebody who can do drapery while you do the floral stuff. You need people, right? So there are certain industries that you need to be thinking about in terms of what is going to increase your level of productivity. An event planner can ask for a 5 hour lead time so that they can do everything themselves, right? Like, I'm gonna need 5 hours before your event. But if you've had a wedding or done an event, that just don't be happening, okay? You don't be having that much time. They don't say you can have a whole day in advance to get set up. They booking it out, right? So thinking about that in terms of all of those tasks that we listed out, thinking about that in terms of the amount of time it will take you. If you could set up 5 events in a day versus just one, what does that look like for your pockets? These are the things that I want you thinking about. It's like just shifting your perspective from like, I just think I need somebody. I started a business. I must need help. What do them pockets say? What is that bank account saying? What is the gross revenue showing you? That's what I need you thinking about. So you're a boss, right? Because you started a business. All right. But you're not a CEO until you hire. So knowing that and knowing that we are shifting away from just, oh, I'm just overwhelmed. I just need some help. Maybe I had to say no to a client or two because I just couldn't. We're shifting our mind from that and shifting towards, I know I'm supposed to be rich. I know I am the solution. Now, this is our final shift before I get out of here because I got to go. Final shift is thinking about when to hire someone that knows more than you. The answer is now. I don't have no steps. I ain't got nothing for you to write down. If you know that someone is where you want to be, someone has led people to where you want to go, someone has done what you want to do, the time is now. Period. You are seeking the answers from people who don't have them. You're still talking to your family members who don't even understand what you're doing. You're still talking to your friends that side-eyeing you every time you say something about your business because they already told you should have got a job. You're talking to people who asked you for $500 last week. What? How you gonna tell me something? Instead of looking for guidance in a space of, they got a proven track record. They've been in business for a decade. They got side houses. So I know that something's going good, right? You have to figure out what that shift looks like. So now I want you to do a little homework and soul searching over this weekend. I want you to think about the places that you lack. If your money management, financial management, accounting, pricing, budgeting, if all of that is all over the place, why? If you know that if you just could figure out how to automate or how to delegate or how to get a whole team instead of hiring in-house, what does that look like? Where are your pain points? What's like killing you right now? What's on your brain right now? The whole time I was talking, you were thinking about this. You're like, I know I need to hire this, but I don't know. Whatever that pain point is, I want you to seek mentorship, coaching, accountability. Those things are invaluable. I knew that it was hard for me to sell, right? Because I'm like, listen, I'm used to people just like wanting to come to me and like, now I got to convince you, like, you maybe shouldn't come, But I know that a huge part of growing your business is sales. So it's not that I'm scared to sell. I just didn't feel like I needed to and I didn't want to. So I got me a sales coach. If you know that your money is all over the place, tap me in. What you doing? You just watching the videos? All right, well, you got your 4-step guide on how to hire. Bye-bye. But if you know that I'm speaking to you, you know that I've been speaking to you. Every time I say something on these videos, your edges get snatched off. It's time to tap in. So, again, our whole Motivated Money Systems program is in place for small business owners. Small business owners, you making money. You got money. You're generating money year over year. You've been in business for at least 2 years and you know that it's coming in because every time you file taxes, you get overwhelmed. But you ain't seeing the money. Your lifestyle ain't changing. You still got to work that W-2 position or the lights getting cut off. Those people are having some issue with the money management. We need to reduce those taxes. We need to get more money in your pockets. We need to think of growth strategies strategically. We got to do it. So I'm saying I want to be your accountability partner. And I'm just asking for you just to come in motivated to get a little bit more information. So, you got it. You know what you got to do. We've talked about some resources. We've given a step-by-step guide as to when and how to hire, how to figure out what to hire for. We're going to continuously talk through all of the processes in business. We're going to talk through, how to budget correctly. We're going to talk through how to pay yourself properly. We're going to talk about how to make sure that things that you are already paying for are becoming bigger tax deductions than they currently are. Or a tax deduction period when they weren't this previous year. So I'm trying to change your life in like the next 6 months, basically. Light work, easy stuff. But comment motivated. I would love to send you some more information. If you have any questions about any of our lives, anything that I've said, definitely shoot me a DM. I talk back. All right? So today is a little busy. Like I said, I'm coming off of a staff meeting. I'm going right into a call. I wanted to make sure that I stayed consistent because I said I would, and I keep my word. Okay? So as always, I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day, and definitely tap in if you have any questions or want more information about coaching. Thank you for listening to this episode of Ask Jenni. Ask Jenni has been in the works since 2016. I have started tax team services, developed coaching programs for small business owners and tax professionals, and I've even started a podcast with my husband, Finding Love. You can follow me on Jenni L. Hendricks on all platforms. But before you leave, like, comment, subscribe, and ask Jenni anything. I'm here to talk to you more about business, life, love, and all things growth.